Our evaluation, Christopher Talbot. SPAR was a component in the local Singapore GCSE, GCE O-level for the three sciences. It assessed student competencies in science practical skills over 2 years, and it replaced a traditional terminal practical exam. There were 3 skills. Number 1, performing an experiment, which was assessed twice. Skill 2, analyzing, was assessed twice. And skill 3, planning, was only assessed once. Skills 1 and 2 were practical tasks in the laboratory. Skill 3 was a paper exercise producing a plan for a task. Aims or goals of SPAR were applying scientific knowledge with understanding, handling scientific information and problems, and experimental skills and investigations. SPAR was meant to be student-centered, and it is supposed to be enhancing learning of students and developing a wide range of practical and inquiry skills that comprise a portfolio of tasks. SPAR could also make thinking visible, since the assessment rubrics could show examples of good practical and investigative techniques at different achievement levels. The purpose of the evaluation is to hypothetically decide whether MOE and CAB should continue with SPAR or whether to revert to a terminal practical examination. The audience for the evaluation is MOE and CAB officials who are in a position to decide or influence policy making in the science curriculum. I'm going to use the CIPP model. It is designed to systematically guide both evaluators and stakeholders in posing relevant questions and conducting assessments at the start of SPAR, while it is in progress, and at the end of the duration of SPAR. What needs to be done? I need to assess the overall environmental readiness of SPAR and examine whether existing SPAR aims and priorities are aligned to needs of students, and assess if proposed objectives of SPAR are sufficiently responsive to assess needs. I need to consider the relation of SPAR to other courses, whether the time allocated to SPAR is adequate, whether there are any critical or important external factors such as political, cultural, etc. And also to address the question, is there a need for SPAR? Input, how it should be done. The goals, aims, instructional strategies, the learners, the teachers, the contents, and all the materials such as SPAR tasks and assessment rubrics and training materials. What is the entering ability of lower school secondary science students in Singapore? What are the learning skills of these students? What is the motivation of these students? What is their existing knowledge? Are the aims of SPAR suitable for such students? Do the objectives of SPAR derive clearly from the aims? Are the SPAR objectives SMART? Is the SPAR course content clearly defined? Does the content match the abilities of students? Are the SPAR content and skills relevant to real practical problems? What is the balance between planning, theory, and actual practical work in the laboratory? What SPAR resources, tasks, rubrics, equipment, labs, teachers are available? What published books and resources are available to teachers and students? Inputs continued. How strong are the teaching strategies, the pedagogy of the Singapore science teachers at this level? What time is available compared with the workload for SPAR preparation? What knowledge, skills, and attributes related to the subject do the teachers have? How is the SPAR course organized? What are the regulations relating to the training, the SPAR training? Process. Is it being done? So I would need to monitor the SPA implementation process. I would need to assess the extent to which the participants, especially the teachers, accept and carry out their roles and duties. I would need to determine how well or actively students participate in SPA assessments. I would need to determine whether there are any problems related to the teaching of SPA concepts. Are there any conflicts in teachers' roles as teacher, moderator, and perhaps examiner? Are there any problems related to the learning of these students in particular? Is knowledge only transferred to the students by SPA, or do they really use it and apply it? Who are the evaluators? The first evaluator would be me, pretending to be an external evaluator, an independent consultant with a large number of research students, and I would be reporting directly to MOE and CAB. I would have research students, MEd and PhD students from NIE to help carry out the research. The resources to be evaluated could be obtained from a random sample of schools, CAB and MOE. The raw and analyzed data would be stored on a password-protected external hard drive. Confidentiality is to encourage full disclosure by teachers and students. What data will be collected? Aggregated SPA marks and grades from a variety of schools, SPA scripts before marking and after moderation, previous practical examination marks to see whether they can be compared to SPA marks. Online surveys with teachers with a variety of structured questions for them to respond to, semi-structured follow-up interviews with selected teachers. Lesson observations to be conducted during SPA preparation lessons and also SPA assessment. Observations of SPA marking in schools and SPA training. Interviews with JC1 and university students about their SPA experiences in school at O-level. Timeline. It will be a 2-year timeline. In the first year, I and the assistants will be observing secondary 3 SPA 1 preparation lessons, staff training, SPA assessment, SPA marking and internal moderation, and interview of JC1 students. In the second year of the evaluation, we will be observing secondary 2, SPA 2 and 3 preparation lessons, those SPA assessments, staff training, SPA marking and internal moderation, and then interview NUS and NTU students in their first year of their science programs. The evaluation findings will be presented to CAB and MOE officials. They will be encouraged to publish a summary of the report and share with science teachers via appropriate channels or a formal briefing or seminar. The findings will be used to modify and improve SPA or to make the decision to revert back to a traditional practical exam. Limitations. The sample size, of course, would have to be limited given the amount of research that has to be done, so the sample is likely to be insufficient to provide robust and reliable conclusions. Many teachers in particular would be unwilling to participate in surveys and interviews even if they are assured of being anonymous. MOE and CAB may be unwilling to share their findings. MOE and CAB may be unwilling to have observers at their training or release their documents and data, and schools may be unwilling to have a close observation of classroom practices and teacher meetings. My final slide shows the very few references I was able to locate about SPA. This indicates to me that this has political issues, perhaps due to the fact that in practice the exam was replaced by SPA and then SPA was replaced by a similar exam.